Don't forget to hit like on the video if you are enjoying the content. Leave a comment below on the video if you are so inclined to express your thoughts and opinions, or do me a solid and hit me up with a subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with the content or just want to show your support. And yeah, let's play some fucking Guild Wars. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Let's Replay Guild Wars 2. In the last episode, we talked a lot about Archie comics. Guess you guys really like that. Onwards. What we'll do here at this point today, we will get into a little bit of gearing. I'm just going to polish up, make sure that I am ready to level a little bit. Then we're going to talk a little bit about cosmetics, and then we're going to have our talk about bonus XP and how to exploit the system as best you can. So, first thing we're going to do is just pull up the equipment here. So I'm just going to bring up the hero panel. That would be, of course, the guild panel. Let's pull up the actual hero panel with the letter H. And what we will do is take a look at our equipment, and let's just see. Really what I want to do here is make sure that the equipment that I'm running is as close to my level as possible. So I'm currently level 21, just about to become level 22. Let's take a look at the equipment that I have. It looks like my headband here is only level 14, so I'm definitely going to want to address that. It looks like my shoulders are level 17, probably going to want to address that as well. The coat is level 20, so that's absolutely fine. The gloves also required level 20, those are great. The pants also in good shape, and as are the shoes. Weapons level 20, level 20, and level 20. So realistically speaking, all we need to do here is just upgrade the shoulders and the headband. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We'll pull up the trading post, and as I demonstrated before, what we will do is we will sort to masterwork equipment, we will match our level, and then we will lower this by 5. Actually, we'll set it for 21, see what we find. Might be better that way. We'll hit armor, and then we will look at headgear and see what the lowest price option available is. And this is 1 silver for a malign headband. A mighty headband is 2 silver. That is a lot, but you know what? We haven't spent any money so far, really. So other than the food, I think it was. So let's go ahead and we'll grab this. That's 2 silver out of the 20 that I have so far earned. So far speaking, I've earned about, I've spent about 4 silver total here at this point. And luckily speaking, the trading post is being the trading post, as it often is. We will restart this process really quickly. And let's see what we got here. Set ourselves. Actually, let's go for fine on these things. We will match our level, reduce it by 4 there, and then we will go ahead and take a look at the armor, and for a headgear. And you know what? We're not saving a ton by going with fine, and in fact, this is not a very good deal at all. Okay, so let's go ahead to masterwork. That's a little crazy as far as I'm concerned. We will sort by price, and we will pick ourselves up for this 2 silver here. We will likewise go over to the shoulders. Let's take a look at that. And for shoulders, the mighty is 1 and some change. We'll take that there.
Everything has a place in the eternal alchemy.
Get our stuff from the trading post. Let's go ahead and put this stuff on right here. Hell yes, I'd like to soul bind that. All right, so we've got these things here. We are not level 25 yet, so we can't take advantage of the utility system, so we'll move ahead. Another quick note at this point, as I've been going here, I've been collecting these bags of loot from the story. Just going to hold on to these for the time being. I'm going to open these a little bit later. The level that comes out of these actually scales to your own level. So if you open these at level 21, you'll get level 21 gear. I'm going to open this in my 50s, where I'm going to get slightly better salvage from what I get out of these bags. So just going to leave it at that point. Just going to hold on to these bags. It's one of the things that you get from doing this story, other than aggravation. Let's go ahead here at this point and address our, well, I mean, we don't look very good. We don't look very good at all. Not sure what to tell you guys. We just don't look very good. In the description down below, I have linked a guide to acquiring the common clothing outfit, and we're going to go ahead and put that on here at this point, because really it's going to look better than what I'm wearing here. As you're leveling in this game, you might be tempted to start customizing your look. I'm going to recommend that you don't start using things like transmute charges before level 80, and it gets back to what I was saying a little bit earlier in a couple of episodes, and that we aren't actually going to be wearing this stuff for long enough to really invest in the gear, not just in the time that we spend thinking about it, but of course in the time spent customizing it. Realistically speaking, any piece of gear that you're going to put on is going to last you an hour tops, right? So you really don't want to go ahead and start transmuting your gear here at this point. You want to absolutely transmute that later when you're in level 80 and wearing gear that you're going to wear for at least a couple of weeks, right? So let's go ahead at this point and take a look. Under the hero panel, we have outfits. As I mentioned, there will be a link in the description down below on how to obtain the common clothing outfit. It's really cheap and easy to get, so I'm going to put that on. Of course, the dyes on this are absolutely awful, so let's go ahead over to our dyes. And I think at this point we're about due for a dye montage. All right, much happier with that. That'll do for the time being, absolutely. May have to just address that little white a little bit later, but we'll definitely move ahead with this at this point. So let's head to a relevant leveling zone and talk about experience points for a little bit. All right, so here we are back in Diessa Plateau. This is the area I think we're going to level in. If we look at this ambient creature here, it is level 25. That will be about the sweet spot for what we want to do. These warthogs, however, are a pain in the butt, so we're going to kind of avoid these. Let's talk about XP gain in this game versus other games. In other games, your leveling loop is pretty simple. You'll go to some kind of central hub, a city, you'll collect quests, you'll go out, you'll complete the quests, you'll come back, you will cash in the quests, and you'll get your XP. This is a very kind of simple, tried and true formula used primarily in games like EverQuest. I think World of Warcraft is where you see this basic kind of leveling design during the leveling process the most. Guild Wars 2 obviously is different in that Guild Wars 2 is going to really reward us for a variety of different activities. Now, this is not to say, let's set the right expectation on this. This is not to say that non-combat leveling is a viable alternative. I really don't believe it is. We do have the ability to kind of, really push things, and if we're prepared to get to level 80 in about 3 years, obviously we could do it in different methods. But in terms terms of the actual XP in this game, let's go ahead at this point and see what the wiki says regarding what XP is and how we get it.
Experience gains are based upon percentages of the amount of experience to the next level. For example, a level 16 player completing a level 16 event with a gold reward player completing a level 26 event with a gold reward gives 190 XP needed to reach level 17 or 97% content designed for your level. Leveling will progress at a somewhat constant rate. However, this is modified at a somewhat constant rate. However, this is modified for the purpose of innovation. With the buildings starting large and gradually decreasing until it is completely phased out after large and gradually decreasing until it is completely phased out after level 15. For example, a level 50 character. This as long as you are playing a character designed for your level with the same content and at a somewhat constant rate. However, this is modified for the first characters. For example, a level 25 character completing the same event will receive 14,100 times 0.07 equals 987 XP.
Alright, well, roger that. So the reality of leveling in Guild Wars 2 is we're going to get XP from a variety of different sources. So we're going to get it from killing mobs. We'll get it for uncovering Vista points. We'll get XP from gathering nodes. We'll get XP just for unlocking waypoints. We'll get XP just for unfogging parts of the map. We'll get XP just for uncovering points of interest on the map. We'll get XP rezzing NPCs. And we'll get XP from doing events. We'll get XP from doing hero points. We'll get XP doing hearts. And sometimes we'll get XP just for, standing there. But one thing you may notice is when we kill something, we see bonus XP underneath. Now, this bonus XP is a reflection of how long the mob that you just killed has been spawned into the world. Its basic idea is that it will encourage people to go and kill mobs in places that aren't necessarily popular. What it will do is give an XP buff for people going into areas that are not explored usually and killing mobs. Now, this is a tricky kind of situation because obviously I can just say, hey, go out and kill mobs in places that people don't usually go to. The question becomes for a newer player, well, how do I know where that is? Well, I could go ahead and I could put a guide up on this video about areas where, mobs aren't usually tagged very often. But of course, the more people who watch the video, the less relevant that video would become because obviously people would go and kill the mobs there. So what we will do is just keep our eye on it as we are killing them and take a very good look at that bonus XP, getting a good idea of where we are. So this is basically to say I will kill a mob, I will take a look at the bonus XP that comes out of it, and once I have a good idea on that, I'll kill a few more and make sure that, generally I want that to be at least 100% of what the base XP is. So that will effectively double my XP. So as part of this system, we want to keep something in mind, and that is that enemies that actually con yellow to us instead of red will not aggro on us right away unless we aggro on them first. Now this becomes relevant because this means that this mob here is less likely to have been killed in a long time than a red mob like over here that would absolutely aggro on me. So let's take a few minutes and talk about the way this all comes together. What is the most efficient way to level? Well, the most efficient way to level is to grab some underwater gear and go and kill mobs that are conning yellow to you in underwater areas, because fewer people go there. The XP bonus on those creatures is going to be through the roof, and all things considered, it will level you much quicker than anything else. That said, personally, I can't stand underwater combat, and this becomes relevant because we need to think about what we enjoy doing. when we play these games. We need to think about what is rewarding us, because if we're doing an activity that we find uninspired and uninteresting, then our sense of fun in the game will obviously diminish. Now, there are people who really like doing hearts. There are people who will pick up those chickens all day long and move them somewhere else and dance with cows and be endlessly entertained. And if it takes them 2 years to get to the level cap, they are absolutely fine with that. I may not personally be one of those people, but if you are, walk around this world and do whatever the hell you want that's fun and just enjoy yourself. The most proficient method of leveling will be to be in an area that is not usually frequented by other people to get the XP bonus, to do hearts and events at the same time. So what that means is you may find an event where the mobs that you're killing in that event are actually progressing you on the heart, and at the same time you're getting an XP bonus, at the same time you're eating food, and it all comes together and really starts to push you quickly. So that really is the optimum level that we are looking for. There's a couple of things left on this that we'll get into future episodes. We may talk a little bit about things like tagging, etc. And I think that's a really important conversation to have, because tagging is going to be a very big source of XP, but I think it becomes more relevant later on in the game when we are dealing with large events. So really, guys, at this point, after all this talking, I am super stoked to go out and get some leveling done. So what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to get Connell here to level 30, and then we'll come back with another episode, take a look at what I've come up to talk to at that point. Got a build video on the way before our next episode of this, so keep your eye out for that. At this point, hey, I'm going to thank you all very much for watching. I'm going to remind you to have fun in game and min-max your real life. And I'm glad we took this moment. We'll see you next time.